Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I am super excited to make today's video. I recently purchased and probably went a little bit overboard with some Pinkfresh Studios supplies. I've been obsessively watching other YouTubers' videos using this brand, and I really wanted to try it. So I went to their website, picked out a few things, and ordered it. So I want to share with you what I ordered and then make something with it so I can see what I think. So my setup is a little bit different, probably is going to continue happening for several videos, I think. I'm trying to find a new groove, if you will. I got this mat from Michaels. It's a We Are Memory Keepers glass mat, and I really like it, but I don't like how blue it is. So I'm not really sure, because I moved my camera up so much higher, I'm not really sure how it's gonna look on my video. So we will see. So let me kind of go through and show you what I got from Pinkfresh Studios, and then we will jump into making something. So this is the only thing that I've actually taken out of the packaging. This is a classic edgers die set, and it's just like card edging pieces. And here on the back of the product is what they should look like once you've actually cut them out. And I just think that these are precious. I'm so excited to use these because I think I've mentioned in a previous video that I've been really into card making lately. So I'm super excited to get my hands on these. One thing that really intrigued me about Pinkfresh Studios was their sets. So I got 2 whole sets of card making supplies. I got the hand pick flowers, and I got the clear stamps, the coordinating die cuts, and the high quality stencils. And then I also got the arch florals, and I got all 3 for those as well. So I got the stamp set, the coordinating cuts, and then the high quality stencils. The stencils you can't really see while they're in the packaging, but they do feel kind of high quality. And then this is the stamp set for the hand-picked florals, the matching die, and the high quality stencils. So I do have a ton of ink, but I just have like one color, if that makes sense. So I really liked that you could order ink from Pinkfresh Studios and have like a variation of colors within it. So I got a bunch of the mini cubes, and I got a kind of like tealy colorway, a green colorway, and a yellow colorway. And I like that this yellow kind of goes into a little bit of an orangey color as well. And then since they didn't have the pink colorway available and the mini cubes, I also got passion fruit and coral reef in the actual ink pads. So that is everything that I got specifically from the Pinkfresh Studio website. I've got a couple of other things over here that I'm going to pull over too. So I don't have a stamping tool yet. So I've got this gigantic block, and I'm going to try and use this, and I just have like a dry eraser that I'm going to use to kind of press it down once I set it down. For my actual project, I'm going to be using these 2 pieces of paper from Freckled Fawn. They're just ever so slightly striped, and I love stripes and flowers, so I think this will work really well together. And then I'm going to be using the scrapbook.com nested A2 arches, and I think I'm going to be using this one right here. So I've got that kind of pulled out. And then I also grabbed from Michaels, when I ordered this glass mat, this mini ink storage, because I knew that I was going to be getting these in. So I'm going to go ahead and pop these in here really quick as well. I've never used any of the products, which I think I've already said, so I'm not sure what to expect, but from the little bit of like touching and opening and stuff that I've done, everything seems like it's very nice. So I'm super excited to actually get my hands on it and get this party started. Okay. So that's adorable. I'll have to find a place to put that now. So I am going to pull out everything that I don't plan on using. I think I'm going to go with the arch. This one, the arched florals. And this is kind of a new setup for me, so I'm sorry if I keep putting everything back here. And it's out of shot, but I'm using the arched floral today. I have my paper trimmer and my die cutting machine off to the side. I moved my camera. It's actually like mounted right here behind me, or in front of me, I guess you could say. And since I moved it, if I shake my table too aggressively, like I would when I'm die cutting something with my manual die cutting machine, it just shakes the entire camera. So obviously I don't want that to be happening while I'm filming. So I kind of set that up off to the side. I'm gonna open these as well because I think I might be using these. So my plan is going to be, I'm going to use a little bit of the yellows, I do know that. And then I think I'm going to be using some pinks. And I just have to decide between these two colors for the leaves. I'm probably going to stay on the lighter end of the colors. Just because I don't know if I really want to go super bold right now. So I'll probably stay on the lighter end of the colors when I do choose the mini ones. And then obviously these two are the only colors that I have here, so I will probably be using the coral reef primarily. I've got 3 little blender brushes to the side over here from scrapbook.com. So let us kind of figure out what we're doing here. Before I start anything, I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 pieces of paper, these cardstock pieces, and I'm going to punch my holes in them because this is going in my disc-bound traveler's notebook, and I want to be able to work around those punches. So I will be right back. All right, so I've got my holes punched, so I kind of know where I need to work around, and then I've got this little A2 nested die pulled out. And what I'm thinking is that I'm actually going to, I haven't fully decided yet, actually. I was thinking maybe I could die cut this and put my photo behind it, but I might also just take my photos and die cut them out. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I have any photos picked out right now. So let us then just kind of move on to this portion. I've got a bunch of pieces of cardstock that are kind of pre-cut out. I was using these to sort my stamps. So I got these little plastic stamp dividers instead from scrapbook.com. So I took them all out, these white ones, and I'm going to use them to make myself some embellishments. So we're going to start with stamping. And on the back of these on the back of the packaging, there is like a little kind of guide here that gives you an idea of what this will look like once you've actually done your ink blending through the stenciling, or if you're coloring or something, what it would look like. So I really like that as well. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little bit nervous about trying to use this stamp like this, just because I don't think I've ever used a stamp this big, a stamping block this big, and I'm kind of nervous that I'm gonna mess it up. So let's see. I'm gonna use my archival black ink to ink this up. I'm gonna have to try and get a good impression the first time around since, like I said, I don't have a stamping tool or anything, so I'm not going to be able to cleanly restamp this. But this is really kind of just a test project, so we'll see. Okay, and that's how that came out. If I had a stamping tool, I would probably do that again. But since I don't, we're just going to move along and ink this up again. I'm gonna stamp this twice since I have two photos that I want to have little arches around them. Or I will have two arched areas that I want to have little arches around. So that, what I just finished, might give me a little bit of problem because I definitely stamped those way too close together. But we're kind of just testing everything out now, so I'm gonna just move along. So before I start die cutting everything out, I'm gonna move on to my little pen stencils. And you know what? Maybe I won't die cut those arches. Oh my gosh, okay. There is an arch stencil in here. Maybe I will just stencil it a little bit. I'm not sure. I still have to, I wanted to die cut my pictures. I wanted the arch to be around my photos, so maybe that won't work. Okay, so we're gonna start with stencil number 1. I'm gonna grab my scrapbook.com light tack tape and just kind of tape this down here. Okay, let me tape down this part first. Alright, I think I'm going to start with Coral Reef. And I do already have actually a brush that I've used this a kind of pinky color on. So I think I'm just going to use that. And with as little bit as I know about actual ink blending, I am just going to go in little circles as I'm blending. This doesn't really seem like it's picking up a ton, or at least laying down a ton at once, so I'm not too worried about it looking super blotchy, I don't think. I tried to tap off any that would be super aggressive, and it doesn't really look like I'm getting anything of that, so probably won't tap off anymore. So now I've got that side done. I'm going to reposition this down on the other side. It's highly likely that my stamp was not laid down as smoothly as it could have been, since I don't think that this is matching up super ideally, but also this is just a test, so I am not gonna stress too hard about it. I'm just gonna let things go as they will. I'm just kind of testing out these products to see if I like them. Alright, I did a little bit of wipe off on this first stencil, but I will likely clean that up a little bit more once I'm officially done. I think these are the centers. So, okay, yeah, I have this upside down. Okay, I think for the center, I am going to go with Sunshine, I think. Oh gosh. Got a whole bunch of ink on my finger. So I don't have a yellow blending brush that I've used yet, so I'm gonna pull out a new one. Holy yellow. Wow, that came on strong. Okay. So this one looks like one that I might want to tap a little bit. All right. Yes, so those ones are quite a bit strong down on the bottom. So I think I'm going to try and make these ones on the top just a little bit less strong. Just go more light-handed with it. Stencil number 3 looks to be another flower. So I think I might use aquamarine for that one. And I do also have a little brush that I've used for similar colorways already, so I will dive back into using that one. Moving on to the next one. I think I'm really liking the way that this aquamarine color looks with this coral reef. All right. And then I think the very last one is just going to be all of the greenery. And I think for this one, I'm going to pull out two colors. I think I'm going to use the mint and the meadow. And since I don't have a green brush yet, I'm going to pull out a new brush. I placed a scrapbook.com order shortly after I placed this order, and I found a couple of cute little, like an ink cube holder, a silicone one to keep my ink cubes in one space. So I got one of those, and I also saw that the little mini ink blending brushes that Pinkfresh Studio has were available on scrapbook.com, and they were on sale. So they were a little bit cheaper than what you can get on the Pinkfresh Studio website. So I figured I would go ahead and grab those since I was placing another order. I also ordered the Misty, a stamping tool. So hopefully when I move forward, I won't have any more issues with overlapping my stamping like I did earlier. So I didn't actually need to use the meadow, I don't think. I unintentionally added a little bit of shading to the mint color, and this is what that ended up looking like. It's a little sloppy. It could be better just looking at it myself, but for my first go at it, I really like the way it turned out. So I'm gonna get these die cut out and then hopefully decide on some photos to place them around. One thing that I noticed when I was messing around a little bit is that, let me not drop everything. If you can see inside there a little bit, there's a little magnetic sheet. And I love that. I think I'm probably going to keep these on the magnetic sheets. On these sheets just because there's already a piece of magnet in it. And I will just figure out how to store them all together to keep the whole collection together. What I'm thinking of doing right now is just using like a 6x8 stamp holder and just putting all three pieces in the same packaging that it came in. Just putting all three pieces in that 6x8 stamp holder. I'm just going to use the same pieces of tape that I used when I was holding down my stencils. And I'm going to go die cut these both out, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I've got these die cut out. I am obsessed. So I just need to separate the second set and see really how this one looks, because this is the one that I messed up a little bit. I put it too close to, okay. So you can see this one is missing a little bit of, let me see if I can focus this without knocking the whole camera around. It's missing a little bit of that piece right here, but I think it looks fine. I think it's usable. So far, I have to say, I am absolutely in love with this kind of process or method, if you will, of selling like being able to purchase a whole collection of products and use them all together. So there's a couple of inside pieces. I'm just gonna poke out with my paper piercer. Okay, these ones looks like it already came out. All right, so I've got doubles of each of these. Let me just get myself a little bit resituated here. I'm gonna clean off these after I'm done. I just take them to the sink and clean them off both sides. Anytime I use stencils, which I have been doing a lot more lately. Hopefully I don't have a bunch left on my fingers. All right, so I'm printing 2 photos right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but I think these are gonna work a little bit better. And I printed them larger so that I can actually get more out of it. I think one of them I might do fairly big, and then maybe this one I can do a little bit smaller. Of my daughter, since it's just her. Ooh. Sorry if I bumped you, but this is what I'm thinking. And then I can just kind of wrap around with my little arches. So I'm gonna get these die cut out and I will be right back again. All right, so I've got a couple of photos here die cut out. I have never actually tried to die cut a photo. Let me know down in the comments if that is something that you've tried to do. It went pretty well, I think. I will say, though, when it came to die cutting the photos, they did not seem to like the tape, the low tack tape that I used. I could not get it to come off of those photos, so it is a good thing that I didn't need the outside of the photos. So here is kind of, let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. Here's kind of what I'm thinking I might do. Let's see, am I in frame here? Okay, perfect. So here is where I'm at. I've got my Barely Arts glue that I think I'm gonna need to use to tack down these die cut images. And I think just the next step is kind of putting everything together. I was so excited to actually kind of get working and trying out these supplies that I didn't really do much planning. So I don't know what my title is going to be. I don't even know if I'm going to do anything other than this. I'm thinking I could potentially put a title over here and then print out some journaling a little bit later on, and put it up here. And I might just kind of draw a little border. So I'm going to get my photos down first. That way I can just at least have everything in place of where I want it. I'm gonna stay a little bit away from the edges when I put tape on this, just because I want to be able to tuck some of the leaves underneath it. And then, let's see, if I put this, oh no, oh no, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. Okay, so there's that one, taped down. Let me move these out of the way. So like I said, I'm kind of staying away from the edges per se. That way I can tuck some of the little odds and ends of the leaves out, or underneath the photo, I guess would be a little bit better way of putting that. Okay, so I've got these down. Oh yeah. And then anything that hangs over the actual edge of the photo, I will probably just trim off. Maybe. I love that. So I'm just going to use my Barely Art and kind of slide a little bit underneath here and just tack some of these down. And I will do the same with this corner down here. So I'm noticing with these photos, I don't know if it'll focus on it, but there's a bunch of little teeny like frays, which makes sense because I'm sure you're probably not supposed to die cut photos, but that's not going to bother me. But if you try it because you saw me do it, just keep in mind that that might be a thing. And it could just be because it's a high gloss photo as well, that it's actually doing that. So I'm gonna do the same with this top arch right here, just because I want this part right here that didn't get cut properly to be underneath the photo. But I also still want it to be somewhat arched out. Okay. I want them to be overlapped a little bit, then underneath a little bit, just so it gives it like a lot of dimension, which I feel like is what's happening right now. And then this top one is going to go right up here, just like I had it in the bottom corner. So since it was easier to do this top one, I'm going to do that first on this one. Right. I am loving the way that those look. And And I still have these other two little pieces that I can either kind of grow off of or add a little bit more to. I might actually add that one right there. I like that. Okay. Let me, okay. I'm going to pull the corner up just a little bit. Oh crap. Just so I can kind of slide this right in there. This video is turning out to be much longer than I expected, probably because I hadn't planned out my spread too much, other than knowing that I wanted there to be arches around my photos. So my filming just cut off again, but I did just say, I don't know if I got it, that I'm going to be using a sentiment from the actual stamp set that says, "You were made for such a time as this." And I will probably not be adding any type of journaling. I'm probably just gonna leave it as is. So I am going to use the passion fruit for my sentiment. Now I'm just gonna put it right here in the middle underneath Luna's photo, since it is the smaller photo of the two. Perfect. And I still have one more little die cut that I can kind of just pop right over here if I wanted. I would like to add some dots, some enamel dots of sorts, but I have no idea where I put my enamel dot storage, so I don't have those right now to actually add. So that might have to be something for another day once I find them, but I think this is going to be it. Actually, no, I want to do the border, so let me do that, and then I think that's going to be it. To do my border, I'm just going to use my Muji gel pen, and I'm just going to hand draw it and have like a messy lined border around both sides. I probably won't do the middle, just to kind of keep them together as one piece. So around the whole giant square, if you will. And I think that is exactly what this needed. Perfect. So that is all I've got for y'all today. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought. If you've ever used just solely what feels like card making supplies, because these really feel like card making supplies to me, and use them for your traveler's notebook spreads. And let me know what you think of this mat. If it makes my videos too blue, I'm gonna try and see what I can do in post editing. But I'm not sure how I feel just yet about this mat. I did like working on it though. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!